Just a trigger warning that this piece does have mentions of abuse, suicide, PTSD, and self-harm. So if that is triggering to you anyway, please feel free to step out or quit watching. I like my freedom. I like not having to go outside in the hot sun as a kid and do yard work like my parents did. Lots of kids back then had to go out and tend to the gardens and pick the tobacco and do other hard laboring things. And if they didn't do it right, they had to pick their own switch. Most kids nowadays do not do that. I know when I get home, I take off my clothes, put on my PJs, stay on my phone or watch TV, or work on my speech and debate piece. Camp Green Lake in the book Holes seems like a fictional place, but in reality, places like this actually exist today and are being used. There are 6,000 facilities, 200,000 youth being placed in these camps, $23 billion being poured into these things, and 0 federal legislation looking over these facilities. Trinity Teen Solutions is one of those places. This is called a turnout camp. These places are used for teens who they think need changing or need help. The Troubled Teen programs make close to $1.2 billion a year according to the National Youth Rights Association. Now, many of these places involve wilderness therapy and intense physical boot camps. The rapper Bad Baby is known for her success in just a short period of time. She was nominated as the Best Female Rapper in 2018 Billboard Music Awards. She has gone on to receive RIAA Platinum status for 2 of her songs. She has also gone to work with many different famous artists. And in 2016, she was on Dr. Phil for stealing a car and trying to frame it for her mother. After the show, she says that she was handcuffed by force by some of the workers and put into a car. Sounds like kidnapping, right? That's basically what they did. They took her to the middle of nowhere, and all she could see was a little cabin and a teepee. All this stuff is very unusual for her. I mean, I know it's not in my daily schedule to sit in the middle of nowhere. For the first 3 days, they made her sit in the middle of the teepee and she could not fall asleep or lay down. Now, imagine not being able to sleep for 72 hours. I mean, I know when I do these tournaments, I'm awake for close to 24 hours and already feel so drowned. Now, imagine how she felt. Maggie Higgins, also known as Maggie Higgins 4 on TikTok, is another example of someone mistreated in these camps, but her story is a little different. She says, when they came to pick me up in October 2011, I thought I was going to be gone for 3 months. It was so sad that I would miss Christmas, but I was gone for 2 years. Maggie Higgins knew that she was leaving. The TikTok she captioned, Forgotten Teen, has 2.8 million likes. There were more camps around the world like this who deal with kids that they consider having illnesses or consider sinners in society. The aim for this kind of thing is to cure or repair these individuals. They use violence and wrongly given medicine, electricity therapy, vomit-inducing drugs, forcing the teens to eat, forced nudity, isolation, and carrying a bag full of rocks. These are the extreme things that happen in these camps. These things affect people so much that they start scratching themselves with anything they can find because they don't have the proper ways to deal with their emotion. No psychiatrist, no medication, no therapy, just physical punishment. People have already started on a way to fix this and keep this away from the future generations. Breaking Code Silence is a social movement organized by survivors and activists. By using their voices and telling their stories, they hope to bring awareness to the problems in the troubled teen industry. They aim to create change and protect youth. The hashtag Breaking Code Silence began in 2013 to encourage former victims to speak out. It began with Higgins, who I mentioned earlier. The hashtag has 385.5 million views and uses. The tag is filled with videos and testimonies about the camps. The website holds hundreds of testimonies from survivors who have been through the abusive program. Hashtag Code Silence refers to punishment often used in the programs to control children to be silent about what has happened to them. Victims are now breaking the silence and speaking out about the mental, physical abuse that happened to them. Lifetime produced a film that reflects on these stories. Now, although this is new, the volunteers have already become innovators and leaders. The program has helped divert children from pressure, abuse, and much more, and this is only the start. Yes, now us as teens make bad decisions sometimes, but sending us to physical and mental laboring teen solution camps is not the answer. The reality of these camps are a nightmare for teens. They make them do physical forced labor and talk to them horribly. They boost down their self-esteem. They make them do physical forced labor, and the Daily Dot reported many of these practices were often developed and used in cults in 1960s. According to many survivors, this amounts to brainwashing, designed to break down children and produce a new, complete child who meets the parents' expectations. These things often cause PTSD, self-harm, suicide, and other cruel things. Changing things and situations are super easy. Just speak out and stand up. Remember, think about before you do.